I wake up in bed with Sarah, her arms wrapped around me tightly. The warmth of her body next to mine is comforting, and it makes me feel safe. Even so, I still feel the lingering pain of breaking up with my boyfriend as I brush some of my hair out of my face. I'm sure it's a mess. I'm a mess. I don't know how Sarah tolerates me sometimes. She's really been amazing through it all, though. Waking up next to her makes every day start out on a better note. I wouldn't have gotten through the end of my relationship without her. She was there for me every step of the way, always lending an ear and offering a shoulder to cry on. I met Sarah at university, and at first we didn't really speak to each other. We both had the same major, but we didn't have any classes together. Do you know the feeling when the other person speaks and you say the same thing at the same time, using the exact same words? It's like you're on the same wavelength, and you don't even need to talk to understand how they're feeling. You know, those instant connections like that, when you just click with somebody, those are so just, oh. That's how it is between Sarah and I. It's been that way for a long time now. With just a quick glance, we can understand each other's thoughts and emotions. It's a unique bond that not everyone can experience. Anyway, we started hanging out more and more, and before I knew it, she became my best friend. She's been my rock throughout the years, and I'm so grateful to have her in my life. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, heck, okay. I guess they're really sweet with each other. I lean in and give her a kiss on the forehead. She stirs and opens her eyes. Then she smiles at me, and I can't help but feel content. I know that no matter what happens, she will always be there for me. Stretching, I wiggle in bed, trying to wake up without bothering Sarah too much. She works hard to make sure we stay ahead of our bills. As a waitress, she doesn't earn a ton, but it's enough. Luckily, I have some savings to help out. I used to make really good money as a personal shopper for visiting CEOs and celebrities, but the company let me go as expenses started going up. Oh no. Now I work as an odor sniffer. Excuse me? Okay, wait a minute. My mind immediately went to thinking that it was like foul odors, but it's probably not that gross, right? Because no one would willingly do that, right? Like, what would there even need to be a need for someone to smell stinky things for? Like, that weren't meant for like perfume and stuff. It's awful. I hate it. Oh, well, okay. But I needed a job. I have to have one just to make ends meet. It mostly involves testing perfumes and deodorants. Okay, gotcha. I should have just kept reading. The perfumes aren't so bad. Sometimes I want to keep them. But when I have to do a smell test and make sure deodorant is working, well, it has me wondering if working at a fast food place would be better. Sure, I'd smell like old food, but I wouldn't have to smell other people. I actually groan as I think about it. Sarah rolls over to face me and smiles. Good morning, beautiful. Oh, hi. It's a morning. You're just saying that because you're not excited for work, aren't you? I glare at her. It can't be that bad. It's worse. Oh, come on. It's only temporary. Even better, you're a certified professional. I don't laugh, despite her smile. She lifts her arm and offers up her armpit. Ew. I hope you don't sweat in your sleep. Give me a whiff. Tell me how it smells. We have to make sure your nose is still working. Okay. Oh, this is text for me. Okay. Throughout the game's story, you'll be presented with multiple choices that affect the outcome. These choices come in two forms. Those that alter the dynamic between you and one of the romantic interests, such as Sarah, and those that will be introduced later in the narrative. Ooh, so I get choices? Amazing. I'm excited. At the conclusion of the story, you will unlock an ending with the romantic interest that you have the highest relationship value with. What if all of them are maxed out? I'm gonna make it a goal to max everything out that I can. We're gonna max out those relationship stats. Is that even possible? I hope so. Okay, I appreciate her being playful, but a part of me wants to be annoyed. Just a little bit. It kind of feels like she's not taking my complaints about my odor sniffing job seriously. However, I also don't want to be an asshole. I do still want to be nice to her. So you know what? I'll go along with it. We'll smell her armpit. If it's sweaty, I swear to God. Well, she asked for it, and I'm not about to back out of a challenge. I grab her arm, lean forward, and take a sniff. My nose brushes her bicep, and even though she hasn't gotten out of bed, she doesn't smell bad. Well, that's lucky. It's a much more pleasant experience than some of the ones I've gotten used to. It's a miracle. I've survived! And then again, that means I actually have to go into work today, so maybe I'm not so lucky after all. Already increasing them girly stats. What? Okay, certain choices will increase other characters' relationship with you. To unlock a specific character's ending, you need to have at least 80 relationship points and trigger the love scene. Sarah laughs and shoves me a little. Her teasing works. I grin and play along a bit more. I tell her I have to smell the other one to be sure, and she shakes her head while giggling. I know that she's ticklish. I curl my finger as a threat, and she pushes at me. Stop! I give! You're the one that wanted to see me at work. Let's go. Other armpit. We've got to be thorough. No. Just no. We both laugh and sense there's something soft in her eyes. She bites her bottom lip and pats my thigh. Uh-oh. We'll leave the room. We can't play around in bed all day. Well, that's a shame. Even if it's more fun than whatever's waiting outside. A sad mark of adulthood. As we get ready, I keep scrolling through temp agency posts and job openings. Even if what I'm doing pays well, I'm desperate to do more. My parents made so many sacrifices to send me to college, and now I'm not doing anything with that degree. I feel like a failure. I'm ashamed. I keep putting off seeing them so I don't have to talk about it. I know they'll ask. I can't stand the idea of that conversation. Yeah, that would be pretty awkward. I don't blame you. Hey. She looks at my phone. Relax. You don't have to find a new job. We're okay. Yeah, I know. That doesn't mean we can't be more okay. You know, I understand that the game is titled Save the World and all. I just kind of thought I was going to be talking to cute anime women. Like, I wasn't expecting such heavy themes for the game. This was not the time I thought I was going to have. As Sarah frantically swipes through her phone, scrolling through ridiculous celebrity gossip, she suddenly stops and nearly spits out her breakfast. What is it? You need to see this, like, right now. Sarah thrusts her phone at me, revealing a stunning woman in a glittery outfit that looks like it was made for a space cadet. I'm not entirely sure why she's showing it to me, but I humor her anyway. Uh-huh, she's a real beauty. What? No, silly. I mean, yeah, she's smoking hot and I'd love to meet her in person, but check out that outfit. What about it? It's called Shiny Diamonds and it costs a cool 10 mil. Can you believe it? Those shiny things are all diamonds? Yes. 10 million bucks for a dress? That's outrageous. Think of all the starving people in the world. And those fashion designers are out here wasting... Sarah cuts me off, grabbing my hand and giving me a comforting squeeze. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to get you all riled up, Buttercup. Hey, let her let out some of that frustration, because it apparently is just building. I know it's not your fault, but still, it makes me angry. We're so accustomed to seeing wealthy celebs throwing away their cash on pointless things while other people are barely scraping by. Our living situation is far from ideal, but we're still living like queens compared to a lot of people out there. The level of disparity between classes is disgusting. And it's not like those people did anything wrong to get in that situation. They just happened to be born under the wrong circumstances. Honestly, it is all just a giant scam, isn't it? I agree that it's sickening, but what can we do? Well, with that attitude, nothing. Nothing. Oh, okay. Exactly, nothing. So try not to worry about it. I let out a tired sigh. I wish it was easier to pretend that everything was fine with the world. Sarah leans in and plants a tender kiss on my hand, gazing at me with that signature playful twinkle in her eye. I can't help but wonder what thoughts are dancing through her mind when she looks at me with such adorable mischief. Aww, how wholesome. Feels like the obvious choice for romancing would be Sarah, right? They look like a happy family. It's just plain and simple. Morally, how could you rip this apart and pick a different romance option? I'm curious how I'm going to feel by the end of the game. Myrtillo? I don't know. Myrtillo, the straight cat I took in, meows at me. He's already finished his food. I reached into the cabinet to scoop out some more, but it's basically empty. I give the little cat a treat instead. Then I make a note to pick up some more food for him. I swear, we spend more on his food than ours. She pokes his belly and he rolls over, eager to be pet. I scratch his chin and smile. He deserves it. He struggled to get food for a long time. He needs the easy life. Sarah rubs my hip. Look at you being all sweet and petting your... Oh dear. I swat at her, but laugh. Don't say it like that. Go wash your mouth out with soap right now. It's okay, we all know you're a prude, Myrtillo included. Why does the cat have to be included? If I was a prude, would I do this? I mess up her hair and then kiss her neck when she tries to fix it. She shoves me playfully. We go back and forth as we work on breakfast. Just a couple of bowls of cereal, and then we eat together. Sarah takes my hand. She sure frickin' showed her. That's what I love about you. You're so selfless, whether we're talking about people or animals. Promise you'll be safe outside today. I always am. Uh-oh, I feel I have an inkling. Yeah, but I worry. People have been crazy lately with all of the layoffs. Just remember to trust your gut and avoid distractions. The less detours you make getting home, the better. We clean up and both pet Murtillo, our hands overlapping as we stroke him and make him purr. When we finally lock the door behind us, I remember that I'm finally getting paid. Woo! Payday! Woo! I'm going to look into buying another bed. I'm getting my paycheck today, and we're all caught up on bills. Are you sure you need a separate bed? A separate bed for who? Martia? Because, I don't know, you guys looked pretty cozy this morning. You guys looked pretty comfortable. It would be better to put that money towards food. I mean, it's not like we have any issues sleeping together, right? Right, Kia? Right? It is a Kia, right? Kaya? Kia? I'm gonna call her a Kia. I'm sorry if that's wrong. That's true. Why'd she put her hand up like that? Like, just shut up. That's true. And honestly, it would have to be a toddler bed to fit anywhere. We'd need to win the lottery to get an apartment with enough room for 2 adult-sized beds. Yeah, you probably should have also considered that. Not only should you have considered, okay, you totally looked over food as being a priority, and then you're not even taking into consideration your space. Okay, you're not allowed to make financial decisions, I don't think. You do have a point, which is frustrating. It shouldn't be so hard to have a 2-bedroom apartment. You know, why don't you pick up a lottery ticket on your way home today? I mean, is that a good idea? I mean, well, you know what? Whatever. I thought you didn't want me to take any detours. Yeah, I know what I said, but I'm feeling lucky. Now, have a good day at work. Stay safe. Love you. Did I cover everything? Okay, so we're in the beautiful London. That was a terrible British accent. Are you kidding me? We're in the beautiful little city of London. I can't. No. We're in beautiful London, okay? That's all I wanted to say. And I made it an awkward moment. I'm sorry. I roll my eyes, but make my way to the underground to head to work. Sarah's words echo in my mind as I walk, especially when she says she loves me. I can't help but wonder if her affection is strictly platonic or if there's something deeper beneath the surface. I mean, you guys looked incredibly coupley this morning, so I know she's into women, well, clearly, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's into me. And we've never really talked about the possibility, despite how comfortable we are with each other physically. Okay, so are you guys just sharing the same bed? Because it kind of seems... I mean, come on, that chemistry in the kitchen. Are you kidding me? I think you should talk to her about it. I think you might be surprised with the outcome. As for myself, I can't deny the fact that I've been attracted to women before. I identify as pansexual, and I've had my fair share of college flings. They never led to anything too serious, though. With Sarah, I feel a sense of trepidation about making a move and potentially jeopardizing our beautiful friendship. I feel like if you just talk to her. I pass a convenience store, lost in my thoughts. I do notice that the lottery prize is at £60 million. It's the highest jackpot I've ever seen. I end up taking a closer look at one of those gossip magazines. The news of the split between singer Jerkira and golf champion Paul Goodman is disheartening. Their battle over material possessions has become a distasteful display of greed. Paul's claim over a collection of costly watches and Jerkira's desire for a grand villa in the Bahamas seem trivial and unjustified to me. Yeah, honestly, who cares? Just sell it, get the money, split the money half. If that's half is what you agree is fair, just whatever. It's fine. How much do they really need? I can't help but think back to my earlier conversation with Sarah. This is yet another somber reminder of a flawed system that values wealth and status over humility and empathy. I shake my head in disappointment. The world really feels beyond saving from its greed-driven ways at this point. I decide to buy a ticket for Sarah and stuff it in my bag. Oh, that's nice. You actually bought the lottery ticket anyways. Oh. Lotteries are an idiot tax for a reason. Only one person is going to win, and the odds are stacked. But when you're desperate, you try everything. Like working a job based around smelling things. Exactly. Who the hell are you to judge? Who the hell? Oh, it's nighttime already? I get through the day only gagging once. That's It's probably that's a good day, right? Wait, how many times? Is there like a record though? I need to know what the record is. I'm very curious. I get through the day only gagging once and leaving the office exhausted. Who knew sniffing things all day could be so tiring? I haul my bag over my shoulder and look around. The city is already dark as the sun sets and the lights are turning on steadily. There are more people than normal on the street with signs. Most are begging for jobs, not money. I've never gotten to that point. Small miracles. Again, this all just still feels all too relevant. It's, ugh. Ugh. As I try to make my way to the underground, I see an older woman sitting on the ground, not in the ground. That would be a cause for concern. Wrapped up in a holey jacket. She shivers and then looks up at me. I hope you have a good night, honey. It pulls at my heart. Oh, it really does. Do you have somewhere to go? She shakes her head. Have you eaten today? She hesitates, then shakes her head. She doesn't ask me for any money either. She just sits there, looking around. Give me just a minute. Don't go anywhere, okay? The woman nods, obviously confused. I duck into a convenience store and pick up a bag of cat food, a small one. Then I use my card to pay and get 100 GBP back. I thank the clerk and walk out of the brightly lit store. The sky is a deep purple now, and I'm definitely eager to get home. The darker it gets, the more dangerous it is to be out and about. And you better hustle, lady. I'm sorry, what? What was that? She just lowers. She just suddenly is shorter. I'm sorry. I crouch down in front of the woman and give her 10 pounds. That was her crouching? That was her kneeling over? I'm sorry. That was her crouching? No one deserves to go without food. The woman's eyes water and she hugs me. I ignore the lingering smells on her skin and hug her back. Everyone deserves a little bit of caring too, no matter what their situation is. I'm sorry I can't spare more. I appreciate you. I would hope so. Can you imagine if she was just like, here's a sandwich. You didn't ask me for anything, but, you look hungry. I went in the store and, I just thought maybe you would like to have this. If not now, then a little bit later. Save it for later. But just want to make sure that you're at least fed. And then she just takes the sandwich and just freaking chucks it back in her face. I'm tempted to give her the £1 note I have in my wallet too, just to make sure she can get some food. But she pats my cheek and gives me a toothy smile that warms my heart. She looks up at me with tired eyes and speaks again in a more serious tone. We're like ants, you and I, observed by those above us. Her standing up. Oh my goodness. I'm confused at where she's going with this, but I let her continue without interruption. She's like, oh no, she's gonna start spewing wacky shit. We're all busy with our lives, trying to make ends meet. Some of us are luckier than others. Some try to climb the social ranks, but they're fighting more and more for less and less. I really think, Kia, you need to sit down and listen to this lady. I think you need to sit down and listen to her for like 20 minutes. Just let her go. Maybe 30. Just let her speak. And then there are the few at the top, the ones with everything, power. And then they look down on us, with their wealth enough to last for generations. But what are they truly worth? Shouldn't their lives be worth just as much as mine? Yeah. I'm speechless at the woman's rambling, so I just smile at her before I head to the underground. Oh, okay. Okay, Akia, I guess you and I are not on the same page. You probably think she is a little cuckoo. Little cuckoo nutty woman. I hold my bag against my front so I'm harder to steal from, and make sure that I keep my eyes forward. As long as I don't look like a tourist and I don't look lost, I shouldn't have a problem. Just 2 more minutes and I'll be safe on the underground. Oh, she's really freaked out by that lady, isn't she? Okay. Oh, well, are you sure you're gonna be able to make it? But just before I get there, something lights up the sky. I look up and squint. It looks like a UFO, but it's bigger than any of the ones I've seen in pictures or movies online. I shield my eyes. It has to be some kind of advertising show. Even if it is realistic. Really realistic. Almost too... A ray of light descends around me, and the hairs on the back of my neck raise. I cling to the cat food in my backpack as something shifts. I can't really explain it. One moment I'm on the ground, and the next moment I'm lying on the floor. If the floor is the right term. It's glinting with blue light and shifting. I put my palm on the floor and push myself to my feet. all the walls are white and there's a big glass window where I can see the earth. No, that's impossible. Uh-oh. I think you've been abducted, ma'am. I turn around and find humanoid figures. Their skin is a deep blue and they have bigger, all-white eyes. When they blink, it's the wrong way. A shiver slips across my spine and I dig my nails into my backpack. The more I turn in a circle, the more of them I see. When I look back down, I can see the city beyond the moving blue specks of light. Please, let this be a dream. Please, please, please wake up. Who are you? There is no answer. No one moves. I pinch myself to confirm I'm not dreaming. What do you want? Why am I here? How did you get here? Still no answer. What's worse, them just like patiently waiting and staring at you? Or like immediately just attacking you? Like, what is worse? Like just the anticipation and the suspense of what are they gonna do? You know? Still no answer. I turn in another circle, but none of them move and none of them speak. They just keep blinking at me at weird intervals. I nearly choke on my spit. Definitely awake. Yup, and I'm definitely in trouble too. I'm breathing way too fast. I feel dizzy. I feel like I'm just going to fall over and pass out. Maybe then I'll wake up at home. Or they'll probe me like in the movies. Oh, hello. Okay. Are you finally going to say something and stop awkwardly staring at me? I don't know which is worse. Just as I'm about to start screaming like an angry toddler, one of them steps forward. I feel like you would be entirely justified to just start losing your freaking shit. They might look at you weird, they might not react positively. Actually, don't lose your shit because they might react poorly and then they might hurt you because they don't. It's possible they might not know how to respond to that. They're on the lean side with pointed ears and thick shoulder-length hair that shifts from a blue color at the top to a sort of chartreuse color below. Their big eyes drink me in, and then they put their hands behind their back. I am Zen. Zen? Zen nods. They're treating the situation like it's an ordinary thing. Like I should be fine with it. But I'm not. Nothing about this is okay, and I'm not fine. I'm much closer to a total breakdown. This can't be happening. This has to be fake. A dream. A hallucination. Maybe I fell and I'm in a coma. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's closing the gap. Uh-oh. Zen leans their head to the side curiously as they watch me panic. Can they hear my heart as it races in my chest? Zen takes a step forward. They move their hand and I catch movement below me. Just immediately opening the hatch and be like, we don't want this one actually. The entire floor goes transparent along with anything that might be under this level. All I can see is the city below. People move like ants. Some pointing at the ship, some refusing to look up. I feel like people are gonna start panicking soon. Oh god. What is she doing? She's getting shorter again. What is she doing? The whole world spins, and I gasp as my eyes start to roll back. I fall, but arms catch me. Well, thank you, I suppose. I look up and find Zen very close to me. Zen helps me find my feet, even while my legs shake. I make myself look at them, not the crowd of aliens behind Zen, just Zen. How many are just standing there staring at you? That's a little awkward, don't you think? I'd feel kind of uncomfortable. Oh, and she just... People are noticing your ship. Oh, I mean, they weren't exactly subtle in the first place. As if that sets off a reaction, I hear sirens. A helicopter hovers below us. Police start closing in. Lights come on all over the city. I manage to swallow and force my tears back. Please let me go. I won't tell anyone. I'll just go. I promise. You are not a prisoner. What? You may leave whenever you wish. We will not stop you. Okay, bye. I definitely have questions regarding how exactly I'm supposed to do that, but that's not the only thing I want to ask about now that I know they're not going to immediately destroy me. Okay, fair. Yeah, I suppose I would have questions too. I would also be really scared, so like, I don't know. Ooh, okay. What are you is a fair question. Also, really straightforward. That maybe is not a great starting question. Why did you capture me? Well, I mean, yeah, I would like to know that too. But you know what? I'm curious. I want to know more about you. Where did you come from? Why are you even here in the first place? Zen cocks their head to the side. It's not a confusing question. I don't know why they're looking at me like that. It's hard to see any emotion on their face. but the movement of their head is enough. They didn't expect me to care. We come from a distant planet. Okay, I guess that was a dumb question to ask, because, like, yeah, if they told me the name of their planet, it's like, okay, cool, great, I have no idea where that is. They give me coordinates that mean nothing to me. At all. When I don't respond to that, they try again. Our planet is 10,000 light years from Earth. It is slightly different, however, it has a similar atmosphere. Okay, there we go. There's something I can understand. Just really far away. That's all you need to tell me. Just, again, their answer means next to nothing to me. Come on, because why would they leave a perfectly good planet to come here? Well, you don't know that. They didn't say anything about that. They didn't say anything about the state of their planet. That's a pretty long distance to travel, I think. We've been able to go to the moon, but we haven't been able to send people any further. That just kind of sounds like an us problem. Or rather, we stopped trying to go any further. If we allocated more resources to it, things might be different. I doubt we'd have gotten to the point where we could travel as far as these aliens did, though. Why did you capture me? I'm not special. Zen looks around a moment. They don't answer right away. It's like they're processing my question, which is weird because I didn't think something that simple would require so much thought. Well, that just kind of insulted their intelligence a little bit, no? Is it actually that simple, or is it just that simple to you? We had observed what you had just done. Walking. They shake their head. You prioritized another above yourself and provided them with money without being asked. We thought you would be a good subject to ask. I hold my hand up before they continue. No, wait, hang on, stop. It's my turn to process. Somehow, me giving money to a woman who needed it meant I was good for abduction, and they're not talking about probing? They're talking about questions. What kind of alien move is this? Yeah, that would be like the last thing you would probably expect, right? Like you would, like at first you'd expect the probing and the dissecting. Just having them provide you like with a fill in the blank questionnaire would be like the last thing probably I would expect if I were abducted by aliens. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense that she's confused. I have some questions too. She has the floor. She's gonna answer, or she's gonna ask all the questions. She is gonna be the only one asking questions. She has the floor. She was the one just rudely plucked from the street. What are you? You look humanoid, but not like us. My voice shakes with fear and surprise as I ask the being in front of me. I can feel myself babbling. My words aren't coming out as I want them to. The creature answers in a calm and measured tone. Yes, our species share several traits. I am glad, since that will make interactions between us easier. Easier? What if I looked like a giant insectoid? Wouldn't that unsettle you? I mean, she's got a point. I can't help but think back to the beggar's story. I imagine them as ants, alien ants, coming from space to conquer Earth. I panic for a moment, but then I manage to calm myself down, at least enough to not scream. I also feel you'd be justified in screaming. Just my opinion, though. I would start screaming probably a little bit, just a little bit, just like let out a little scream. I feel like you earned that. Yes, it would. All right, now for the obvious question, I guess, since we might as well. You know how to speak English? Zen remains silent for a few seconds. I look at them, unsure if they understood my simple question. She's literally from 10,000 light years away. I don't think you get to make the call about what's simple and what's not. Yes, when you entered our ship, we were still learning the other 7,099. This is why it took us some time before we could speak with you. I apologize for the wait. The other 7,099? What is that number? Languages, of course. Currently on your planet, there are 7,100 spoken languages. Now we have assimilated them all. Ah, ha 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 ha. This explains it. I laugh hysterically and somehow end up thinking about my Spanish teacher. It would have been so easy to pass the exam if I could just... What am I thinking? I shake my head, trying to focus on what's happening right now. This is not the opportune time for that. This is not the opportune time to think about how you could have done better on your Spanish exam. What are you doing here? What's the point? Zen nods. They approve of that question, at least. We are space travelers. Our goal is to find and fix the problems of planets we encounter along the way. Those with civilizations tend to need assistance. Appreciate the gesture, But exactly what? What do you define as a problem? And also, what do you define as a solution? I feel like these are some important things we need to talk about and consider before we agree on anything. Also, I am not the spokesperson. Excuse me? That makes sense. Our history is a list of problems. I'm sure any beacon we send out has at least the basics of the hell we put ourselves through. We definitely have problems. A lot of them. Yeah, that's true. But maybe that's just kind of a coincidence. I nod. I do have an additional question for you. I motion for them to go ahead. I almost look at the floor, but then I remember what it currently looks like and refuse to. I need to stay coherent. I won't be able to do that if I'm busy imagining myself falling to my death. The tokens you gave that woman, which you call money, that is used in transactions, correct? Transactions, yes. Why did you have to obtain more? Is it normal to exchange money for nothing? No. So we have a limited amount of money. We get it by working. See, everyone has a job, work they do to keep society running. Some people get paid more for their work, some get paid less. You normally use that money to pay for your home, your food, the electricity and water you use, and so on. They blink at me. I can't tell if I've lost them or not. Some people don't have any money. They can't work or get a job. Because of that, they can't have a house or anything essential. They live on the street. They nod. I think they actually do understand. Good. I'll keep going then. I didn't like that she didn't have anything, not even food. So I had to go get some money so I could give it to her so that she could use that money to buy herself something to eat. Then it is common to give money to those that have less? Humans often give money to those in need of it? I laugh. I can't help it. It's such a ridiculous thing to think, so optimistic. I cough when I realize that no one else is laughing. They must have done little to no research on us, or maybe they're just trying to be polite, to give us the benefit of the doubt. Some people do that. Good people do. But that's not how it works. But it is needed. Yes, but the really big amounts of money are concentrated in the hands of just a few people. Those people either inherit it or own a lot of companies or something along those lines. They are the ones that get to make all the important decisions in our world. Zen blinks, but I register surprise. They open their mouth, close it, then put their hands behind their back again. That would fail quickly. It is odd that it is not already. I nod. What if those few prioritize themselves and pursue goals that don't line up with the civilization's needs? Are they encouraged to use their money for the benefit of the whole community? Is there incentive? Yeah, about that. Nope, not really. Yeah, if you can fix it now that you're here, yeah, you're gonna fix just a completely different species that you know absolutely nothing about. Yeah, you're gonna fix all our problems for us. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I don't really see it changing anytime soon. I don't know. That is what's happening, by the way. People with money are the ones that have power. I pause for a moment. I probably need to explain a bit more than that to them, to make them understand my thoughts as well as I can. So that's what those people do? They control the world? Yes, in a way, that's how it works. But honestly, rich people aren't the only problem. Most people would do the same if they were in their place. Most doesn't mean all. You know, that's very true. However, most is still a lot of people. Yeah, you're right, but capitalism is basically designed to take power away from well meaning people. You don't make it to the top by spreading out your money. That's just how it works. And it's what we use in our world. I guess so sounds so freaking sad when you put it like that. I am not even sure there's a viable alternative. They tried other systems in the past, but everything failed. Political sciences aren't exactly my forte, so I decide to stop. I've probably already inserted too many of my own opinions to give them a completely fair take on things. It is always important to remain fair. However, but how am I supposed to see the system any other way when it's crushing me and so many other people out there? Zen nods after a long moment. You are free to go. Talking with you has been enlightening. Thank you. Okay, but where do I go to leave? There's not a door or anything, and I'm not planning on just jumping out of the ship. Can you imagine Zen just hands her a parachute and be like, okay, bye, ta-da, toodaloo, have a nice night. Stand in the center of the room, in the circle just behind you. I look over my shoulder but hesitate. What if they wet my memory? What if now is when the probing starts? I haven't seen a movie where interacting with aliens goes well. They're all about abductions, testing, and annihilation. Nothing will happen to you. We are not a malevolent species. I hope you will come on board again so we can continue this conversation as changes are made. Oh no, open-ended invitation. Oh hey, there we go. Changes. Zen takes a step forward and I take two back. As soon as I'm in the circle, light appears all around me. The next thing I know, I'm hovering just above the ground. I step down and the light is gone. By the time I look up, the ship has vanished. That was a lot more gentle than I was anticipating. I blink a few times. It couldn't have been real. It had to be some hallucination, some dream. But it felt so real. Hallucinations do feel real, though, otherwise no one would believe them. It wasn't a dream, but that doesn't mean it happened. I continue with that line of logic until I see people pointing at me from behind police tape. Uh-oh. Okay, so apparently she was up there long enough for the police to get involved. Cool, okay. They yell for me, but I sprint home. Oh, you can't do that. That's gonna get you in trouble. You can't do that. You're gonna get charged with abandoning a crime scene and also potentially tampering? I don't know. They yell for me, but I sprint home. I ignore the underground entirely. I hope you don't trip and fall and skin your knee. A few people try to stop me, and one even manages to ask what's going on. But I say a quick, I don't know, and keep going. As soon as I get into the building, I hold the door shut. Something buzzes, and for a moment, I'm sure that the aliens put something in me that's going to explode. But then I hear my ringtone and find my phone. Oh, I would have been dramatic like that too. I would have immediately thought the same thing. I have 3 missed calls from Sarah, on top of a bunch of texts. Instead of answering, I just rush up the stairs to our flat and shut the door. I lock it and look for Sarah, ready to spill everything. Dream, hallucination, real, I don't care. I need it out of my head. People are probably worried sick about her. Do people know that she was the one that was abducted? Oh no. But instead, I find her holding her cell phone against her chest. So the missed calls were from her. Got it, okay. She bites her lip as she watches the TV. I stand beside her and look as well. The news is all about a giant spaceship sighted over London. Now it's moving quickly towards the Houses of Parliament. Uh-oh, the police are probably really panicking now. I was there. I know, on the street. I was so worried. I shake my head slowly. Just listen for a second. I was on the ship. I talked to them. I answered all their questions and Sarah looks at me with an open mouth. Then her expression becomes serious. Iki, I swear. Iki? I swear, if this is one of your bad jokes, I'm not in the mood. Why would I joke about that? I don't think she's even the joking type, really. Has she been this far? I don't think so. No. It's the truth. Calm down and I'll explain everything. Her calm down? How about you calm down? You just had an incredibly unusual experience. That is very unique. I think, I don't, oh, come here. Oh, come here. Yeah, okay, what? That's very comforting. She hugs me tightly, petting the back of my head as I tell her everything I can possibly remember. When I realize my backpack is between us, I toss it and the cat food to the side and hug her back. I fist her shirt in my hands and she clutches me just as tightly. So they just wanted to chat and then they released you? Yes. They let you go, just like that? Yeah. Strange. Why is that? Wait, does she not believe her? Or are you being so for real right now? Well, if I were an extraterrestrial and I stumbled upon such an adorable specimen of the human race, I'd at least ask for a hug. Ew. No. Despite Sarah's attempt to inject humor into the conversation, I can see the fear lurking beneath her playful expression. It quickly returns once the joke is over. I'm so scared. What's going to happen? They're aliens! It can't be anything good, even if they want to fix things, right? She shakes her head. We're both shaking, both terrified of the future, and it's not like we have anywhere to run to. Ooh, that's even worse. Honestly, the alien would probably just follow her. We're stuck right here to watch how it plays out. Uh-oh, how's it gonna play out? What's gonna happen next? Uh-oh, oh no, so curious. Oh, such a cliffhanger, wow.